Hi, this is Greg Ferguson. I'm a Bayer agronomist. Today we're going to be talking about our DeKalb corn products. This is one of the best ones that we have, our DKC 7027. Over the past few years, this has basically been one of the highest yield corn products in the whole area. A lot of good attributes about this one. It does like population. We tend to like to plant this one with a little higher population. It does tend to like irrigation as well. It's not necessarily the best stress corn that we have, but it really has good high yields. One of the things too about this one, we have a Roundup only version of it, DKC 7025. We'll see that in 2021, a good supply of that for your refuge acres. This one generally throws a medium-sized cob, usually something with about 16 rows, something like that. We'll pull one here to take a look at it. We're right at dent with this corn. It was planted fairly late, so we're just basically right at the dent stage. We've got exactly 16 rows. That's generally what we see. We don't see a lot of ear flex in this one, so we don't tend to see a lot of 18 or 20 row cobs. So let's talk about the next one. The next thing we're going to have here is our DeKalb DKC 6744. Very, very, very unique variety. This is one that has a lot of ear flex. It's very unique as to where you can place it. It's probably the best corn that we've ever seen on very heavy clays. That's like Sharkey clays and alligator clays. Puts up exceptional yields on things like that. Couple of things about this one. You need to harvest this one early. Generally, you want to harvest this one before it dries down to about 16% moisture. It's got great green stalk strength, but it can get a little weak in the roots, especially because of the big ears that it'll put on it. This one will put an 18 or 20 row cob pretty easily. Fairly often we see them like this grow out of the tip of the husk. You can see that compared to the 7027, the ear is a good bit longer, good bit bigger, and that's pretty typical. We usually see, like I said, bigger ears in this one. We see great yields out of it. It does very, very well on light soil, irrigated soils, but also very, very good on dry land. Okay, so the next product I'm going to talk about is DeKalb 6675. One of our most versatile, maybe our most versatile corn variety. We really like this one just about anywhere you want to put it. It works very well on heavy soil, does very well irrigated, does very well dry land, also does great on light dirt. One of the things we really like about this one is how disease resistant it is. We've got a little southern rust out here in this field, but you'll see on the leaves of this one, we really don't see any. It's a disease shield hybrid and looks really good, really clean. It'll be green and clean and free of disease pretty much all season long. So the last product that I'm going to talk about is DeKalb DKC 6253. Many of you have planted our DeKalb DKC 6208 in the past. We see better yields out of this one, especially on lighter soils. It's something that's really good to start with as far as planting because you can get started with harvest on this one about a week earlier than our other basically normal maturity products. So that's the last one I'm going to talk about. My colleague Scott Horton, who is also a Bayer agronomist, is going to go through the rest.
Hey everybody. I'm standing in front of what is personally one of my favorite products in the DeKalb portfolio, and that's DKC 6869. I like this product a lot, especially over in the hills and part of my territory where we can see this thing go dry land. It is a very heat tolerant product. It has good drought resistance. It performs well in the Delta acres as well, especially fields that have a pivot with big corners. This is a very good product to look at on your farm. It is a very robust stalk. It's one of the taller products that we have. As you can see, it's pretty tall. It has a medium to high ear placement, but it has a very good stalk strength and it has very good green snap resistance. You can look at the leaves. There's not much disease out here, tolerant to most southern diseases. As we move on down the line, the next product that we're going to talk about is DKC 6618. This is a new product that we're seeing on wide acres for the first time this year. What we saw out of plots last year was this goes across all soil types, dry land or irrigated, excellent disease resistance, very, very good agronomics, strong stalks, strong roots. It's one to look at as we move forward. We're going to have supply of this coming up in the 21 season. Very good product we need to take a look at. Very stable yields across a lot of acres. Next product is a Tricepta product. It's DKC 6599. Last year, this was the highest yielding corn out of all of the plots that we had across the Delta and in the hill. regions of Mississippi. It's very, very sound agronomically, has a very big, robust ear that has girth, it gets long. We've got it in plots all over the place and some in production. We have forecasted to have good supply of it next year, but this is one that we really want to take a look at moving forward. Now the last one that I'm going to talk on is going to be DeKalb 6595. It's a very, very versatile product. We see it going across lots of acres in the Delta and in the hills. And the good thing about 6595 is it has a complement of 6593, which is our Roundup only version of 6595. So you can take this product, move it to your refuge acres in the Roundup only of the 6593. This has been a consistent yielding product across a lot of acres, dry land or irrigated, very heat tolerant, good stalk, good roots, and one that we need to take a look at moving forward. So as you can see, we've got a very strong portfolio in the South Delta in terms of what we can supply in a DeKalb bag, and Greg and myself will be more than happy to visit with you as you start to make plans on what products you're going to select and population and placement.